on the pitch. And this is the Dragon side. As I said, much change from what the coach would have wanted. Clint Greenshields is at full-back. Then it's Damien Blanche, Vincent Duport, his first appearance of the season for him, Daryl Millard, Frederick Vacari, Steve Menzies and Scott Duro, the halves. Then in the forwards, Remy Casti, Ian Henderson, Jason Battieri, Sebastian Ragar, Lapini Pea and Gregory Muniz, who's the captain at loose forward. And on the bench, Michael Simon, Cyril Gossard, Eloy Pelissier and Thibaut Anseli. The coach is Trent Robinson. Now the Rhinos with Brent Webb at full-back, Ben Jones-Bishop, Lee Smith, Carl Ablett, Ryan Hall is back. That's a boost for the Rhinos. Kevin Sinfield and Danny Maguire in the halves. No Rob Burrow, 1 game suspension for him. In the forwards, Kylie Luluai, Danny Badiras, Jamie Peacock, Jamie Jones-Buchanan, Brett Delaney and Chris Clarkson. And these forwards are going to struggle in this heat, I tell you that. And on the bench, and these guys are going to be crucial, Ryan Bailey, Ian Kirk, Wella Haraki, Paul McShane, coach Brian McDermott.
Well, this is a massive night for Trent Robinson, the Dragons' 3rd coach in the Super League, and his team. They're seeking a 3rd win in a row and a 6th from 7 since they were beaten at Headingley by 30 points to 6 on the 13th of May. He will be disappointed, though, that the likes of Jean-Philippe Bale is not out there, David Ferriol, and I'm sure that Bobby Goulding, the French national coach, who is here tonight as well, will also be disappointed that he won't see some of the big guns that he's got in the French national side. Good to see Bobby here. Good to see Leeds here as well, of course. They haven't lost 3 in a row under Brian McDermott. The last time it did happen was 16 months ago. They've suffered 4 defeats in the last 6 matches, though. They'll be desperate to avoid another setback ahead of back-to-back meetings with Hull over the next fortnight that will shape their season. And Steve-O, they've been out there warming up, and they don't really need to because it is so warm. How will these conditions affect the Leeds Rhinos?
I think it will take effect, especially the forwards, Eddie, mainly due to the fact it is extremely humid, it is muggy out there. And I think the interchange that Brian McDermott has to do, I don't really feel that the likes of Kylie Luluai and Jamie Peacock, they are big units. And I think for them to be out there in the opening 20 minutes, it's going to be a big struggle for them. But Brian McDermott, the Leeds coach, he will have been buoyed by the fact that they did put on probably one of their best performances of the season when they took on Wigan. He said he wanted a response, he certainly got it, and it would be fantastic for Brian McDermott and the Rhinos, of course, if they can produce some of that wonderful division of rugby league football that they did against Wigan. But it won't be easy against Catalans. They're used to this type of weather, and they'll feel very confident. And I just get the funny feeling that Trent Robinson will say to them, we'll throw everything at them in the opening 10 to 15 minutes. Leeds have to stop the big forwards, Remy Casti and Cyril Gossard.
Well, the Catalan Dragons have got no Challenge Cup distractions, so they really can push on for a top 4 finish now. And they're hoping to host at least 1 playoff game here for the first time since 2008. And also in front of this brand new stand, which is open today for the first time. It's absolutely magnificent, and it increases the capacity to around about 11,000. And they were telling us, Christophe Levy, their chief executive, that there is standing room only inside this ground here tonight. James Child is the referee, he's the man in the middle. And now to come for the Catalan Dragons here, Harlequins, Warrington and Hull Kingston Rovers, they have to travel to St Helens, Hull and Salford. The Leeds Rhinos travelled here on Friday to ensure they've had good preparations for this. And as all the firework holders and the various dignitaries depart the scene, we're almost ready to get this game underway. It's going to be the Catalan Dragons who will kick off. Scott Duro waiting for the blast on the whistle from James Child. There it is. Here we go. And it's a vital night this for the Leeds Rhinos. They don't want to slip 6 points behind the Catalan Dragons in the race for those playoffs. Danny Badiras, and Peacock will drive it in first of all. That's wonderful tackling though from Battieri and Casti.
Oh, they're all fired up for this one, that is for sure.
Brett Delaney in the second row again tonight is halted by 3. Badira's clapping his hands at dummy half. Here goes Jamie Jones-Buchanan, gets it away to Clarkson. Here is Ablett. Now it's with Ryan Hall. And Ryan Hall, that's a great tackle. He flicks the ball inside as Vincent Duport got to him. And the ball came off the Leeds man, and out it goes.
Well, Duport has not played for the Catalan Dragons for nearly 2 years. And talk about lifting your confidence to come up with a wonderful tackle like that. He did very well to try to get the ball back on the inside, but Ablett came up with a knock-on, so this will be head and feed to the home side.
That's lifted the crowd, Barry. It will no doubt lift the Catalan Dragons players.
It will. I'm not so sure it'll lift the Leeds Rhinos. They talk about composure in the 2011 Rhinos side. Sometimes they overplay, and at the very first opportunity, they went straight to the wingman, Ryan Hall. There's a good shot. The ball comes spurting out. But it's interesting to watch the Catalan Dragons. Bateri's a front rower that's very light, very agile. I think we're going back for the scrum. Here's the big shot, which pushes the ball forward.
Yeah, Maguire picks it up, doesn't get across the advantage line, doesn't pass the ball wisely, because you know he'll make 10 metres cheap downfield, and so the scrum will form with Leeds with the loose head and feet.
Oh, bit of pushing and shoving in the scrum there, the 2 blindside props.
Ding-dong match going on at Castleford, and a victory on the way for St Helens, so they will certainly close the gap on Huddersfield, and the Catalan Dragons will try and do the same here tonight. Badiris is the dummy half though for Leeds. This is Luluai. He trundles it up the middle. Badiris scampering in at dummy half. 70th Leeds appearance from Badiris, and that's not the best from a man who was once upon a time Australia's top hooker.
Well, he tried to go the one side and then decided to go the other, and then just left the football.
Greasy fingers, do you think?
I think he just made the wrong decision, and
He's trying to go before he's picked the ball up.
He's certainly not on the ball, that is for sure. Brian McDermott knows he had a great opportunity. They were in a good position.
Well, Vincent Duport, he might not have played for the Catalan Dragons for 2 years. He started like a house on fire. Wonderful tackle that forced Ryan Hall into the mistake, and that was a decent enough run, but there the Leeds defence forced them back. It was Lepeni Pea who is held up.
Oh, he's lost that.
Well, the touch judge hasn't seen it, and neither has James Childs, so play on. That was Henderson who got the ball away at dummy half. Leeds working hard in the defence. Don't think he did lose it, Steve, actually, on second view.
Bobble, yeah.
Henderson, here's Pea again, gets it wide to Duport, a little fumble with it, but Ablett is in quickly to close the danger down.
The Leeds defence, they know how big the big second rower, Lepeni Pea. He really is a good unit. That's good passing.
Wonderful stuff, that's Sebastian Ragan, and they go wide, and Vakari could not take the pass in.
It was
and
forward.
A good job that he didn't.
It was going forward all the time. Couldn't take it. Well, maybe nerves. I know we talk about the humidity. I think a bit of nerves on both sides. It is so important, this game, for both of them, isn't it?
That's just a poor decision. There's 3 attackers versus 2 defenders. The temptation for some of those outside backs is to go straight to the outside man, when that just brings the defensive line to the ball carrier. And I'm sure that Catalan are a very, very good side. I've no doubt in my mind they'll make the top 8 this year.
Oh, I think they're knocking on the door of the top 4, and that's Sinfield with a long kick downfield over the head of Greenshields. That's a tremendous kick from the lead skipper. Greenshields collecting it, and the chase isn't bad either, led by Sinfield and Delaney. But that's a good run, and Lee Smith was nearly knocked out of the ground then by Greenshields.
I think Greenshields may have picked up a little bit of a knock on that one as well. Got the shoulder into Lee Smith, but the kick and chase, superb by the Rhinos.
There's different ways for a fullback to bring a ball back. We've seen different styles in Super League. Brett Hodgson at Huddersfield on Friday. Sam Tompkins does it wonderfully well. Clint Greenshields on that occasion, he took the direct route. Bang, quick play of the ball, get his team going forward.
Peacock and Clarkson working hard there. This now is a drive forward by Battieri.
Well, the tactics by the Catalan side, in and around the play, the ball area is very tight. The row with the kick, too strong.
Scott Duro. He's missed only 2 this year, and would you believe it, the Catalan Dragons have lost them both.
Ooh, that was a bit of a dodgy pass as well.
It was, wasn't it? Ryan Hall did well to hang on to that because the cavalry was coming, and Brent Webb has put it down. That's the second mistake, a dummy half from Leeds in the opening 5.5 minutes.
And that does nothing for your confidence. That's just poor.
You talk about nervy starts sometimes, don't you? That's absolutely what that is. You don't often see this from Danny Badiers. You don't often see that from Brent Webb. They've just had a nervy start to the game, both sides. A couple of uncharacteristic errors, forcing some passes. Both sides need to settle down. Whoever can settle down quicker has got a chance of catching the other on the hop here.
Well, Leeds on that occasion, we just saw the replay there, that they were very unorganised.
I think it's a bit of game plan, Steve-O. You want to get to Scott Giroux, who's just kicked the ball, hoping that he's not just clocked on for his defensive duties.
Green Shields again. Steve Menzies, there was a little gasp around the ground when Menzies got it from the Catalan Dragon supporters, going down the short side. That's good defence from Ben Jones-Bishop.
That's another poor decision. I mean, you know you've got to try and take chances. That's a poor decision on the first or second tackle.
Well, they wanted to work the short blind side, and
that was going to have to be exceptional to get past there.
Trent Robinson, the coach, not impressed. In fact, it's been an error-strewn opening 6.5 minutes again. It was littered with errors, of course, at Bradford last week, the first half. And then we got the sending off, and then the game really did take off, and the Catalan Dragons won it with 12 men.
Well, you can understand there will be sweaty palms out there, but...
well, the sweaty palms are here, Steve, hanging onto these microphones.
Well, we're not handling the football, are we?
Don't drop it, you'll deafen everybody at home. This is Peacock. And St Helens, well, they're cruising to victory at Wakefield. That's a big hit on Delaney. Badiris is waiting. It comes back to Sinfield again, and he gets the kick away despite being under pressure. But Blanche had funneled back, and Damien Blanche will pick this up, the leading try scorer for the Catalan Dragons this year. That's great defence, though, from Leeds. Vigorous stuff.
Well, we're only 7.5 minutes into this game, and that's great play by Carl Ablett. Great onside, thought he wasn't standing square, but that was good defence.
It's a double play by Carl Ablett. You're exactly right, Steve-O. He down on the initial chase, got himself set at marker as quick as he could, and he cut the play down.
And he's in there again with that tackle to bring down the number 19, Frederick Vackery. There's 4 tackles from Ablett. He's working overtime. Ian Henderson, dummy half, gets the ball away. Great offload, though. This is Payer again. Looking to offload again. Ablett in there. That's great effort from Carl Ablett in that set. Henderson will give it back to Giroux. Here comes the kick.
It's a smart kick as well. Not too much power. Made sure it just hung around there near the post. That's a great chase as well. That'll be pleasing the coach, Trent Robinson. Took a while to settle in here in the south of France, and the opening few games, they really were all at sea, but they are producing some classic rugby league football of late.
They are. They've made great strides this year under Trent Robinson, but they lost 4 of their first 5 games. Over the past 3 months, though, they've been magnificent. Only 2 defeats in the last 13 in the Super League. One of those defeats coming at Headingley. So Leeds know the way to beat them. Can they manage it here? Maguire, who is so important to Leeds wherever they face the Catalan Dragons. He scored 17 tries against this club and the Super League since 2006. Danny Maguire, and there he is leading up and chasing his own kick down.
Well, that's the second occasion that Leeds have opted with the boot of Kevin Sinfield. Kick early in the tackle count, didn't wait till the last. Went on the 4th.
Move!
There's Maguire, could be the man with the X factor. It's only his 6th start for Leeds this year. And on the ball there is Daryl Millard, the Fijian international. Plays it to Ian Henderson. He pops it up then. And that's Remy Casti. Big job for him tonight, filling the shoes of David Ferriol. Duro again is running it, gets it away to Payer. Payer then gets it wide to Duport. That's forward to Blanche.
Not seen.
And that's a charge down, and that's going to be head and feed at the scrum here to the Catalan Dragons. But that was a forward pass for all money, and the touch judge is bang in front of it.
Yeah,
Look at him.
He had a good side of it. A little bit of lady luck going that way when Blanche put the kick in.
Just watching the recognition of the Catalan Dragons. Ryan Hall drops back, ready for the kick. He wants to be in position to return that ball. And Scott Giroux, Lapini Peya, and here's the final pass. You're right, Eddie. It's a mile forward.
It started on the other side of the red and white line and finished up a metre in front, and the touch judge was absolutely bang in line with it.
He might have been busy.
He was. This is Menzies now for the Dragons, operating again at standoff, and a new deal signed on Thursday, which has delighted everybody down here.
Well, we thought it might be a problem, remember, when they played last week against Bradford, but he really was the start of the show. They'll be looking for another good performance from the veteran Australian.
Millard now for the Catalan Dragons. That's 3 tackles gone this set of 6, but they're inside the 10. They come back and give themselves a bit of width. This is Muniz, the skipper, finds Giroux. Good pass over the top, albeit on the bounce. Finds Duport. Duport, great pass away to Blanche. But forward that was. But is that payback?
I think it was. Well, that looks okay.
There's nothing wrong with
that. Okay, that one. He's had a lot of involvements. This fella, to say he's been in the lower division, it looks on that angle, Mike, like it could have been at half a yard forward. Vincent Duport coming into the team, having spent some time in the division below, looks like he's one of the regulars.
Hot and steamy in Perpignan, and 0-0, Bill.
Yeah, and Leeds about to make the first change, in fact, and Jamie Peacock already getting a spell. Haven't even had 12 minutes of the game, and Peacock's replaced by Ryan Bailey. That's going to be crucial how you rotate these replacements. And another thing that's going to be crucial is refueling. It's not just about water, it's about body salts as well, and Leeds come prepared for that. They've got ice towels on hand, every precaution, every measure taken to try and cope with these conditions. Hardly a breath of air. It's very, very humid, steamy, sticky. Same for both sides, but of course, Leeds not that familiar with it.
First touch here for Ryan Bailey. The locals think that was forward from Maguire to him. Back it comes to Sinfield. There's the kick again, angled towards the corner and over the head of Bakary, but he got a hand to it. The referee says play on because it went backwards. Interesting that Leeds front row, one of which of course Jamie Peacock has temporarily departed the scene, each and every one of them, Lulawai, Badiris and Peacock, 33 years of age. This now is Blanche, and he was nearly through. Important tackle from Maguire. Penalty, hands in the ruck from Danny Maguire. Penalty from James Child, first of the match.
Well, he's not the only referee. All the referees are making it quite clear to all the players, if you're messing around, I'll give the penalty, and they certainly have, and that's a great kick downfield as well. Take them into the Leeds half.
Yes, here they come. It's Peya again. He went straight at Jamie Jones-Buchanan. There's a bit of help required there, and it came from Ryan Bailey. Henderson waits at dummy half. Muniz, good on his feet. Clarkson doing well, though, sticking to him. Henderson, the ball away. This is Battieri again. Henderson once more. Scott Giroux, the engineer-in-chief. Menzies, not a bad second lieutenant. Great try for the line there by Peya.
Well, he lost it, I think, and they're looking. Was in a good position, was James Child, the official.
Giroux will kick to the corner. This is interesting. Ben Jones Bishop has dropped it. It's a try.
What a try
for Sebastian Regan.
Well, I don't know why he's gone upstairs.
I think he's just checking the offside. And there was, of course, a fumble in the air by somebody, and I think it was off the fingertips of Ben Jones Bishop. They're all onside.
Beautiful kick, wasn't it, by Scott Giroux? He really has made an impression down here in the south of France. Ben Jones Bishop goes up early. It can't be a knock-on because he recatches it, doesn't he? Jones Bishop goes in there, and even if it's a knock-on, it's snatched before it gets anywhere near the ground.
The thing is, if it comes off
if Millard
and then
that's what he's looking at, Eddie, you're right.
Ben Jones Bishop, it's a knock-on.
Well, if it comes off Millard and he catches it forward, then
yes, it wasn't Millard who caught the ball. It was
that's right.
Sebastian Regan.
Exactly.
This will be chalked off.
Well, I reckon they'll give it.
I think you'll have another look. to be honest with you. You just want to see if it's come off Millard's hand. Be satisfied that it hasn't come off Millard's hand, he'll give the try.
It's not conclusive, is it?
The referee has given it. We haven't got a big screen down here in the south of France. The referee is in communication with video referee Ian Smith via the earpiece, and that try is given. Well, there was a question mark about it. That's why he went up, stirs to the video referee.
It was a beautiful kick, though. Take nothing away by the skill from this halfback, Scott Durow. And it was picked out very well indeed by Sébastien Regan.
27 times a French international, 5th try of the season for Regan. This is Durow now to add the extras. That was academic. That's his 68th successful kick of the year. 3 from 7 last week. A little bit wayward with the boot, but 6-0 to the Dragons early.
Well, all the damage was done by Lipini Paya, driving the ball into a hole left by Brent Webb. Scott Durow pinpoint kicking. We've seen a lot of that this year, and that's a spectacular effort. Juggle that in the air and ground it. The referee convinced it didn't come off Millard, happy that it was all Regan's try.
Greenshields is underneath the kickoff. There's Taz Batieri's son, Jason. He's a former Aussie Schools international, but very much a Frenchman. He was born in Paris. Taz, of course, the former CEO, chief executive of the Paris Saint-Germain side. Here goes Henderson.
Oh, he needed support there.
Great tackle by Clarkson, as it turned out. Muniz. Flat pass to Menzies. What a ball! And Menzies. Webb is after him. Webb gets to him.
He's giving it straight into the arm.
Well, Delaney did well.
Well, that was a wonderful piece of fullback
It's going
play.
to be a penalty here.
Just watch what...
The referee was shouting. Delaney here is not tackled, and the referee was shouting to Delaney, play on, and Delaney got up and played the ball. Penalty to the Catalan Dragons.
Well, for one moment there, and this is the incident.
Is he not tackled?
Yeah.
Play on, says the referee, play on.
It's got to be a penalty.
It is a penalty.
Yeah, that's smart work. Now, Brett Delaney has been around long enough to have understood that. And he's applied great pressure now on his own side. But what about the burst?
Henderson gets it away. That's good defence. Tremendous defence from Ben Jones-Bishop. Thackeray was just shuttled over the sideline on that far side. What a waste for the Dragons, though.
Certainly was. And wide are you going on that short blind side on the very first play?
It's going to, I said it before, Steve, they've done it, that's the second time in this game. I think the referee's got this decision right to award a penalty against Brett Delaney. But to go down that short side again, you've got to remember Ben Jones-Bishop has also got the benefit of the sideline to shepherd somebody out. They're working in a very, very short piece of the field, and trying to squeeze people's bodies down there is a difficult task.
They're a very physical side, though, the Catalan Dragons, aren't they? They love to dominate the opposition, and since they scored the try, they've dominated Leeds.
And what you've got to do with the Catalan side is work out whether you try to outpower them or outthink them, and I don't think Leeds are doing either at the minute. If it weren't for those mistakes, and there's been 3 of them on that left edge for the Catalan Dragons, Leeds could have been looking at a hefty scoreline against them.
Well, the thing about the Leeds outfit so far, we haven't seen much of Danny Maguire. Don't know whether there's a problem for the standoff, but well, he's just gone missing.
Here he is.
Got it now.
It was a bit of a late challenge on him. Wasn't the best kick in the world, and he's asking the referee for a penalty for the late challenge from Regan. It's not coming.
Well, to be fair, Catalan fully deserved to have a 6-0 lead.
No, he was actually, to be fair, he was.
Yeah, definitely committed there, but you just get the feeling that they are slowly but surely controlling this game of the Catalans.
Well, if they keep giving Leeds if Leeds keep giving Catalans opportunity to attack their line, they will come up with tries. They're an exciting team to watch.
Casti with a solid run, nearly knocked Badiris off his feet. Greenshields gets it away. This is Daryl Millard again. Good defence, though, from Leeds here, this set of 6 so far. Muniz again. Good hit by Badiris. That's the last tackle. So Henderson just weighing up the options. He's seen where Durow is. And here's the kick. High and handsome. Oh, and Ryan Hall is after this. Nobody wants it. Ryan Hall gets it in the end, and Hall will now return with interest. Great run from Hall, couldn't get it away to Maguire.
Well, they just stood around, didn't they, the Catalan players? At least one of them should have gone to try to retrieve that high kick.
Well, Haraki's on, he plays it here to Badiris. Ablett bounces away from the first tackle.
Move, come on.
But good work in the end from Vincent Duport. And he's there again to help out Batieri and Casti. And Badiris into centre field, finds Sinfield. Oh, great pick-up by Webb.
Tremendous.
That's a penalty.
Yeah.
It's a penalty because Webb was trying to get a quick play of the ball, and Daryl Millard was all over him.
Yeah, silly play by the centre, Millard. He'd done all the hard work, and you could see there that Brent Webb, though, he plonks the ball down before he even attempts to get up. That could have gone the other way.
We are in.
Ah, well, they're very, very fortunate in that occasion, but this is the first chance that the Rhinos have been applying any pressure to the home side.
And we're coming up to the 20-minute mark as Delaney has a dash at that line.
2, move. Forward.
Badiris is just weighing up the options, comes this way. Here is Maguire. Bailey, he hasn't scored, Ryan Bailey, for 4 years. 2 metres shy of the line there. Here's Maguire again. Back it comes to Webb. Webb bullets the pass wide. Ryan Hall is in the corner. That's a tremendous pass from Webb.
That is brilliant.
Class act, Brent Webb. It was a cut-out pass. He saw that Ryan Hall was in all sorts of space down this left-hand side. And as a result of a contentious penalty, Leeds are on the board.
Well, they set up for that play, Eddie, and Brent Webb, we spoke about him before the game. They need to get the ball into his hands, and on that occasion his pass was world class. Perfection, finding Ryan Hall on the outside. Great effort by Leeds.
Well, he went from one side to another. This is the break from Menzies. Seems striding away. Webb just lines him up, and it was good work though, Brett Delaney, to come back. Now this, I think, could have gone the other way. You've got to regain your feet first. Okay, Daryl Millard was over the top, lucky to get away with it, but the pass from the fullback is superb. And you can see that Damien Blanche was in no man's land. If you're going to go out, you've got to make sure you take your man. He was in between. He took the centre, and the big fella Ryan Hall said, I'll take the 4. Beautiful pass from the fullback, Brent Webb.
Finished by Ryan Hall, which now gives Kevin Sinfield the opportunity to level the scores. And Sinfield coming into this match needing 10 goals to become Leeds' all-time best goal kicker in the history of the club. Lewis Jones, 1,244. And Sinfield here, he's scored in every game they played against the Catalan Dragons, and he's maintained that record here with a magnificent kick. 6 apiece in the south of France.
Well, they needed that first real opportunity, and they've taken it with gusto.
Well, the locals aren't happy about something.
Well, they perhaps are hoping or thought that it was a forward pass. Nothing wrong with it at all. Finished off there, but Trent Robinson, you know, the coach of Catalan, he will be very displeased with the fact that Damien Blanche got caught in no man's land.
I think the foil comes because when you're trying to set up for a long pass, you put it in a spin pass position, and Brent Webb has that in a short pass. Damien Blanche is looking at Brent Webb's hands thinking this is only going short, this and that tumble pass. It's a very difficult skill to master. Trent Robinson is probably saying don't give Brent Webb too much time and space because he's a magician.
Too many Trents and too many Brents out there, Barry, eh?
Yes.
You know, Trent Robinson has done a fantastic job. Bottom of the table last year. What a turnaround under him in 2011. Delaney does well here. Oh, and he thought about the offload and then got it back. A pass to himself. Ian Kirk goes down on the last. It's Sinfield again. This time off the outside of the boot. He angles it into centre field.
Well,
They're picking up Badiris, aren't they? That was Bakary. And they looked and waited, and Badiris, they invited him to come.
You make the point about the transformation in the Catalan Dragons. It's not just the results either, Eddie. They're an exciting team to watch. He's got the double benefit. He's got the winning games and winning games, playing a nice style and an attractive style of rugby league. Great if you can pull both of those off.
Michael Simon is on, and Lee Smith knows all about him and comes back bravely for a second effort. But that's lifted the crowd to run from Simon.
Has it ever? And that was great work. Talk about lifting your own team and saying, come on, let's get into it.
He won a big game, that fella, against Bradford last week. I think he came up with 3 or 4 mistakes and got dragged off after about 12 minutes.
That's a great kick, though, and Hall has got to run it back from underneath his own sticks. The Dragons' defence, though, standing still and not coming to greet him. Ragan getting there in the end, and with help from Simon.
Well, nearly 25 minutes into this game, and I can assure you a lot of players on both sides, they are struggling in this humidity.
And a little bit of blood from the nose of Scott Durow as well. Ablett, who has been strong from the first whistle so far. Badiris showed it to Sinfield, swatted away the attentions of Henderson, who comes back for a second effort. Going to be a good contest, this, between Badiris and Henderson tonight. And Sinfield is waiting, and he gets the ball played to him, and here goes Bailey. Bailey trying to get to his feet. Sinfield, this time just humps it into the corner. Blanches underneath it.
Good chase. 6 men. Very good indeed. If you can get a kick and chase there and keep them way back on the 30-metre line, it's going to be a struggle to get anywhere near in the opposition half. But the one thing that I've admired about Catalan over the last couple of months is their ability to keep offloading deep within their own half.
Zachary to his feet.
Catalan don't care what part of the pitch they're on. They're going to throw that pass. They're going to throw that speculator. And the form that they're in, the confidence they've got, those passes are coming off more often than not. I'm just looking at the Rhinos' rotation. We said that Brian McDermott would have to manage his bench. He's about to make his 4th change in 25 minutes, all forwards.
This is Millard. That's an important tackle by Sinfield down that side with Ben Jones-Bishop again.
Look at the advantage there of playing the ball quickly. They put the pressure. Nice sidestep.
Webb does well. Just put Ragan on his backside. Makes 12 metres forward, Brent Webb. Returned that kick with interest. It was a nice little chip over the top too by Sebastian Ragan. Ben Jones-Bishop now came back from 16 weeks out against Wigan last week. He got a try. Baraki again. The arm was free. Brian McDermott on pitch side, watching on just a little anxiously, and very important how he rotates the big men here tonight. Good offload. No way through though for Haraki. Henderson sorted that. Ragan finished him off. And McShane is out there. Here is Bailey. Kirk, the big man trying to make a break down the middle. That's the last one. They're inside the 40-metre mark in their own half, Leeds. The kick from Maguire then. Finds the ground, but only finds Vakary.
And a really good defensive set from the Catalan Dragons. They're limiting Leeds' yardage, forcing Danny Maguire and Kevin Sinfield to kick from awkward positions or from a slow play the balls. It's good work defensively from the Catalan. We give them credit for their attack, but they've done well so far defending these Leeds forward.
27.5 minutes have gone. It's 6-all here in Perpignan. And Duport does really well again, gets it to Henderson, who gets it to Greenshields. He then finds Durow, and they spread it wide. This is Millard once again. He got past Smith first of all, but Smith stuck to him like glue. And Thomas Bosk there in the crowd here. How the Catalan Dragons are missing him this year.
He's been such an influential player, hasn't he, for the South front side. But Durow, nearly got through the dummy.
And a knock-on. That was a wonderful piece of play from Delaney and Smith, because Durow was through. Castleford have beaten the Bradford Bulls 34-30. What a game that is down there. 64 points.
Well,
and at the moment, because of that result, gents, Leeds are sitting 8th in the Super League table. Uncharted territory for the Leeds Rhinos, the team that were champions 2007, 8 and 9. Sitting 8th as we watch this match.
There is the potential, like we spoke. There's that gap that can open up. 6 points, I believe it might be, between the Catalan Dragons and Leeds Rhinos. Should this game go in favour of the Dragons, that will be unfamiliar territory for Leeds. They won't want that to happen.
Well, they very nearly gave away another penalty there, Leeds.
It was another one of those Brett Delaney situations. Carl Ablett, unlike Brett Delaney, looked right for the referee.
But Menzies had his hand on him. Menzies had his hand on Ablett then. That really was tackle completed. You only have to put a finger on him, don't you? Anyway, the referee's just said 0, and that ball has come back to Maguire, but it's a knock-on, he's ruled.
Maguire claiming to the official that he had the arm taken back and patted down. Well, maybe he has a point, but it was a good contact by Steve Menzies. This is the tactic here. You can see Ablett go down, but he did touch him, so therefore the ball carrying arm is hit the deck. That it's finished. He should have got up and played the ball. He didn't.
But he played what the referee told him to do.
The referee, Steve, he's looked for the referee to give him a call either way.
But he should know that, should James Child.
Let's get down to Bill.
A big moment for Thibaut Ancelli, who's just come onto the field for the Dragons. It's his Super League debut, young prop forward who is dual registered with the Toulouse club. There's his first touch. Got high hopes for this young man. He's a former Lesignan player, and he's just replaced Gregory Muniz.
St Helens a big win at Wakefield this afternoon, 46-6. Penalty here. Not standing square. I think Ian Henderson knew that. He almost gave that ball away, didn't he? Because he knew that the penalty would be coming here. Look at them, they're all over the shop.
Yeah.
And he actually knocked it straight into Sinfield's back.
Well, Sinfield never got out of the ruck.
Well, gave the referee no opportunity to do anything other than award the penalty. Here come the Dragons then, with Durow. And he gets the ball away to Simon. He missed last week. It ended a 6-game playing sequence for Michael Simon. And here's another penalty coming the Catalan Dragons' way.
I think they might take the tour here. I think they might just slow things down. And yes, Scott Durow, he points to the sticks and said these could be an important 2 points. And you can see all the players. This is really taking its toll. It is so humid down here in the south of France, and there it goes. We'll take the 2 on offer. And the little motor that comes out with the kicking tee comes off the field of play. Always wanted one of those, Eddie.
I know, it's a cracking little machine as well. There's an old story in the game that once upon a time a coach sent one of those out with an instruction to his players, remember? I'm not telling you it was.
I think it was St Helens, wasn't it?
Oh, now you've ruined it. I don't know whether that's a myth or not, but the other myth is that one of the opposition players put his foot through the car when it came out. Durow has put his foot through the ball, and they have the lead here, Catalan Dragons, 8-6. Hot, hot, hot in the south of France.
And which side will conserve their energy for late in this match, because this game could swing either way in the final quarter.
Great to be here though, chaps, isn't it, on a night like this? Look around you. There was only standing room only before the game. Just about every seat sold inside the ground. The brand new stand open there behind the sticks away to our left. Great progress down here.
And anybody that questions whether Catalan Dragons works off the pitch needs to come and experience the atmosphere. It's not just the game, it's not just the atmosphere in the ground, it's around the town. Seeing everybody involved in the game. There's T-shirts with the respective teams that are playing Catalan. Everyone gets behind them.
Gossard with a good offload there. Here goes Paya again. No, it isn't. Yes, it is. Lapini Paya.
He's such a danger, isn't he? Massive unit, Paya.
Dragan again. Smith sticking to him like a limpet mine. He's really being asked a few questions, isn't he, out there, Lee Smith?
That was the time to throw the pass. Dragan's thrown a couple today already. He needed to find his winger on that occasion.
It gets to Paya eventually, but there's a player down. He was taken out off the ball, says James Child. I think it's Gossard who hit the deck. Or was it no, well, Gossard is getting the attention.
Well, Iraqi's hit him. And he didn't miss him.
Well spotted by the official, and it's certainly shaking him up, that's for sure.
It's only his 4th appearance of 2011. Cyril Gossard, first appearance since a substitute appearance in the win at the Crusaders in Wrexham. Jamal Fakir out injured.
Where do they produce these guys? This Thibaut, as we see him with the ball now, Ansley, he's a huge man.
Yes, he is. Making his Super League debut.
And difficult to put down. That'll suck in the defence.
There's Ansley again. Plays the ball to Henderson. Back it comes to Duro. Oh, danger here. That's a good ball on the inside to Simon. Or Simon, as I should say. Henderson. Duro. Gets the ball away to Menzies. Wide they go. They're in again with Thackeray. Got a clutch on the back of the head for his pains. The try is given by James Child. Menzies at the heart of it again for the Catalan Dragons. No wonder they have persuaded him to stay on another year here, even though he will become, if he sees that contract out, the oldest player ever to appear in Super League. But Menzies with the support act, and Thackeray with the try on the left-hand side. Averaging a try every 2 games for the Catalan Dragons. 2 against Castleford here a fortnight ago in a 54-20 win. Now this one.
It's all about experience and knowing when to put yourself into the line. And that was Steve Menzies. He knew exactly what he was going to do. He knew that they were going to suck them through, and you can see that the young winger was out of position. Thackeray wasn't. Took full control. Let me have it. Steve Menzies, I'll take it from there. And you can see Ben Jones-Bishop was left in no man's land yet again. Bakari got a knock on the head, but he won't mind. That's what they're paid to do. Great work.
And now can Duro add the extras? And there it is. There's the little car that brings the kicking tee on and disappears. I wonder if Leeds will be tempted to put the foot through that.
Well, I hope
doubt it.
I hope it doesn't go anywhere near Brian McDermott. He certainly would be tempted.
Duro with a kick. Whoa! What a kick from Scott Duro. 14-6. Unbeaten in the last 6 home games. On course to enjoy their best year at home since 2008. A real party atmosphere inside the ground. And Frederic Thackeray and the Catalan Dragons players, Steve Menzies included, are responding to it.
Well, if you get the ball in your playmakers' hands, you're going to come up with results. 9, 7 and 6 working together on that occasion. Good work from Henderson getting out and finding Duro. Gets the ball to Menzies, who threw a very, very nice pass out to the winger. Get those 3 playmakers, get them ticking. Catalan Dragons are going to look good today.
They've only won 2 of their previous 13 clashes against the Leeds Rhinos. The last win against Leeds came here in June 2009, a 32-30 thriller. Here's another relieving penalty that has actually got a furious reaction from Jamie Jones-Buchanan.
Wonderful work by the hooker. Ian Henderson, he was appealing to the official before the tackle was completed. He knew they were slow to get back. And we'll see quite a lot of this as this game progresses.
And Leeds are being caned in the penalty count. It's 6-1 to the Catalan Dragons. That will take the energy out of the Rhinos' legs as well. Here's Ansley again.
Well, he's made a big impact, getting over the advantage line with ease.
Simon takes it forward on tackle number 3. They're 15 metres away, centre field with Duro. Here's Menzies. Menzies tormenting them, gets it away to Green Shields.
Great defence there by Leeds, though. No one was going to be sucked in. You could see Menzies brought someone back on the inside, but they stood solid.
Blanche, short ball. That's the last. They're bang under the sticks, though. They're going down that left side again with Duro. He cuts it back to Blanche, and Blanche, well, he's being pushed over the line.
He's got
the ball down, but there was weight being lent then. State of origin.
He's got it down.
The state of origin, and James Child didn't watch it.
I didn't think that you were allowed to push your fellow player, but obviously the referee, James Child, has completely ignored that rule and has allowed him to go over. Let's give full credit to this fella for never say die.
Well, Ben Hammond had a try disallowed in similar circumstances to that, but I think the verdict then was that they interfered with the man trying to make the tackle.
That's why that try was chalked off, Eddie, you're right.
But they can't lend weight, can they? Have we got it wrong?
Either way, The home side here are absolutely ecstatic. They had the numbers to stop. 3 couldn't stop him. Watch him spin around. I'll carry on. And that is on the floor for a TRY.
Well, there's one pushing and Henderson in the middle of it all as well. Surely this isn't rugby league.
Well, I'm under the impression that you can't do that. You cannot add weight.
And not only that, he's not only adding weight, but Henderson comes in and shoves the defender out of the way.
That tackle should have been completed. That should have been chalked off, in my opinion.
It's not about perhaps the Leeds Rhinos defenders pushing pushing Damien Blanche back over the line, secure the rugby league ball, and then Damien Blanche can't put it down, and there's no question for the referee.
But the point also that I'm making is that Ian Henderson peels away from pushing and then pushes Brett Delaney out of the way. Watch, Delaney joins in.
Ragan first, then Henderson second. But again, Damien Blanche should not have been allowed to put that ball down.
Either way,
well, I don't think that is in the strict sense of the rules of the game, and I just wonder if he'd have handed that upstairs to Ian Smith, what Ian Smith's decision might have been. They're getting frustrated, Leeds. 20 points to 6. The Dragons lead. We're in the last minute of this first half.
That's where Leeds are losing the game, Eddie. They cannot control the speed of the ball.
McShane has picked up the interception. Here is Ben Jones-Bishop. Can Leeds get one in the last 5 seconds of this first half? Ben Jones-Bishop weaving. No, he goes down. That will be it. There's the half-time siren. The referees allow them to go on. Here's more controversy if they score. Haraki, Webb, Ablett. Ablett, inside it goes, knocked down, hacked forward. It's going to be play on this. It's going to be 6 to go. Ryan Hall, infield it comes to. Sinfield.
He's kicked.
Ben Jones-Bishop has lost it because that was great defence by Bakary. I think Bakary has come to James Child's rescue because the siren went and the ball was not back in play. Controversy reigns here in the south of France.